Hi guys, welcome to Pacemaker Diaries. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you'll be notified any time when I do any videos for you guys here exclusively on this channel. Now, one thing I don't get about YouTube at the moment is the way my channel is. 1 minute it shows 150, then it shows 149, 150, 149. Either way, whatever number it is, I'm still grateful for the people that actually hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you being notified every time. But it does really confuse me when that actually happens. Is it YouTube playing up, or is it people unsubscribing, then resubscribing, unsubscribing? It's just one of those things, guys. So, plus as well, I do apologise the way my voice is currently. It's because it's because of the climate, you know, when it keeps changing. 1 minute it's warm, next minute it's raining. You know, British weather for you. Plus, I've enjoyed my rest on my day off as well. That doesn't help. My next day off is next Monday, I think it is. I could be wrong. But one thing I want to stress to you guys is that as and when I can do videos for you guys is when I'm on my days off. I don't have time to fit it in whilst I'm working, which I hope you guys can understand. First and foremost, I want to actually say a massive congratulations to the Liverpool Football Club last night, doing the unthinkable, beating Barcelona 4-0 at home, making it 4-3 so they could get through to the Champions League final. I hope they can do that again this coming weekend when it's between Liverpool and Man City over the Premiership. It's going to be a very tight finish, and quite honestly I was just blown away with them. And I don't gamble, but I looked at the odds of Liverpool winning 4-0 last night. It was 66-1. Imagine if I put £10 on that game, and I would have been 660 quid better off, or 665 because obviously minus the tenner I put on. Jeez, but full credit to them, you know. I'm not one of these avid Man United fans always like shunning Liverpool, etc. Yeah, it's a bit of banter between me and people that I know support Liverpool, but I give them credit where it's due, and I give them full credit for last night. Before getting on to the main focus on these Blu-rays that I picked up over the past week, obviously one came. Didn't want to show you it just on one video when I was off this past Sunday, so I thought, you know what, I'll wait till a few more come. I'm waiting for one more, but obviously if I get any more Blu-rays, that will be on the next haul video. So before I get onto them, I just want to actually say this now. I read in my local paper, no bullshit, yeah. I've read a paper, well, I seen the article that flashed up on my timeline on Facebook towards the Nottingham Evening Post, or the Evening Post, whatever they class it as now. The police chief is actually thinking of bringing cardboard cutouts of police cars. Yes, this is no bullshit here whatsoever. To deter people from speeding. Now, that's very controversial. One, where are you going to put them? I know on the side of the road or whatever. Is it going to be on the A roads? Is it going to be on the B roads? It's going to be on the motorway? You know, it's all the idea because it works in Turkey. It's bad enough having cardboard cutouts in our stores. I tell you, that's no way of deterrent, and you stick that anyway in the window of the store window, and quite honestly, it just baffles me that that's not helped the stop of shoplifting. So, how do you think cardboard cutouts of police cars gonna be a deterrent to people speeding? You're gonna make it worse because you're gonna think people believe it's a cardboard cutout out, and you're gonna speed anyway. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. What happened to the police force that's happened in the 70s and 80s when people used to be scared of them? Yeah, granted, there's limitations now, but people used to be scared of the police. Now you're making the police force look a complete joke. I respect police officers for what they do. Don't get me wrong. Like ambulance drivers, like all emergency services. But you are making the police force a complete joke. Absolute complete joke. And when the police complain about the A-boards outside of our pub where I work, we can't even put them out now because they're too big. What do you think the size of this cop car is going to be when it's like made? Yeah, granted that's a bit because it's the government, etc. But still, makes no sense whatsoever, guys. Absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, the main reason why you tuned in. Picked up these films. Glad I did. I mentioned on the last upload there is one that cost me £10 because it's an Australian release on a Blu-ray that never released it here in the United Kingdom. I've looked. Trust me, I've looked. And I can't find it. I'm surprised that it was released on Blu-ray here in the United Kingdom compared to anywhere else. I think America had a version of it on Blu-ray. We didn't. I don't know why. It's a Region B release as well on this one, and it cost me £10. But I'm going to be showing you the first film. Well, it's a double pack film because the first and the second one's on one disc, which was unique idea for them to do this. But one thing I want to actually say to you guys, it proves that the Blu-ray creators, you know, the people that burn the discs or the people that authorize to do the movies, etc., they can actually put multiple films on them. I've learned that by the custom ones that I've bought of wrestling in the past. I plan to buy some more in the near distant future. I'm just currently focusing on the funds towards the end of the month so I can book the hotel for next year's For Love of Wrestling and maybe a few guests if they announce them. So I'm hoping, I really cannot wait to see who comes out from that. But anyway, the one thing that I love about this film is proper nostalgia. The second one is not so much, because I feel like it sort of lost the plot from the first one. If you've ever seen this, you'll know what I mean. And this cost me, I think this one cost me £6. It was a double feature. It's ID and ID2. It proper misleaded me. The first one is a classic movie. I've seen the first one countless times, and it's obviously meant to be about football hooliganism. This one is sort of intertwined with that, with losing the plot of a story. That did let me down massively. The only link with the first one has gumbos in it from the first one. Is in the second one. That's the only link that has. Obviously, the football team they support is the same as the first one, granted, but I lost the plot with it, you know, and that's my honest opinion with the second one. If you've seen these two films, you'd see what I mean, and it makes no sense. How to put it in a nicer way? It tries to be an American film on a British shores. Does not work. Absolutely makes no sense. Basically, an Asian guy. I'm not saying the P word because that's racial slur, and obviously he works undercover, goes in, and they want to bomb a mosque. So they basically put him in to be undetected, but Gumbo, like sort of William McCauley, gets hold of the backpack, he blows himself up. You see what I mean? It makes no sense whatsoever towards football hooliganism mixed in with like American sort of style film. You know, it just does not work. It's one of the worst football hooligan films I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them. Now, onto obviously that one that I spent £10 on. You'd see why. It's classic. This is going in the right direction towards football hooliganism. It's an ultimate classic. It's on a Region B release. Is Green Street. Do not like the age certification. It's my first ever Australian release I had to buy, because obviously the United Kingdom did not get this on a Blu-ray, unless it's very rare that I can't find it anywhere. So if you've seen this film, it's a go-to watch film, and quite honestly, I'm glad I picked that up because I came across it by fluke. Because obviously I noticed someone picking up the sequels on Big Paulie Chats Movies Facebook page. So big shout out to every one of you guys if you're watching this from there. So that's what I mean. It's just like, sorry about that, my laptop just flew off my leg. And we're back into the room. So I had to get a classic one of these. So obviously I had to get that. It's threw me off guard now, wasn't it? But still, if you've seen this film, it's worth picking up on eBay. I actually came across a UK seller by fluke, and it was brand new. I watched it when I got home from work, and it's proper nostalgia. Now, one film I've not seen, I picked both these up for £3 for the pair, which was a steal, is Green Street 2. That's on a UK release Blu-ray. Sometimes I don't know why they released these underdog movies sort of style, because on a Blu-ray, when some films deserve a Blu-ray release, never get a Blu-ray release. That's what does my head in. But I had to pick this up. But the thing is, I don't know, is this meant to be a sequel to the actual film or just a completely different story? I've not seen this at all. I've heard people say it's a letdown, some way or form, but I had to pick it up, and then obviously I had to pick up Green Street 3 to obviously continue on the franchise. I find this a bit interesting to find, you know, when they make sequels that makes no sense towards obviously the original. So I'm intrigued to watch these two probably later on today. Might watch them later on, but that's about it really on today on Pacemaker Diaries. I'm glad you enjoy my pickups. I know it's all football sort of hooligan sort of style, but guys, that's what I've only recently picked up. You know, like I've mentioned before, and I'll mention it again, I can't thank you enough for subscribing. I wish I had a bit more energy, but I'm just a bit burned out, you know. So obviously, going back to work after my weekend away last week, or the week before, if you want to class it as week before. But anyway, guys, catch you guys soon for another edition of Pacemaker Diaries here exclusively on YouTube.com. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. catch you guys soon.